Dan Butler, this is Patrick with VictoryLaneRadio.com. Getting ready for this 80-lap feature, my friend. You got a copy? All right, Dan, you're starting at the rear of the pack here. 80 laps, the longest race ever here at Caddy Brick Raceway. What's the strategy, my friend?
Well, we've never obviously never had this long. Got to the first spot, so we're stopped off. I'm just going to try to round around for about maybe half the race. What things are close in front of me right now. I think I got enough experience down here. I can get to the front if I need to.
All right, Dan, looks like it's one to go here as you're battling for your 5th championship in a row. Best of luck, my friend.
All right,
All right, gonna go green this time by Al. The zero.
White flag this time.
Oh, one to go. All right. All the drivers with their hand up in the air, letting everybody know, drivers and fans in the stand. One to go here. Caddy Brick Raceway, 80-lap feature on tap. 8 carts gonna go to green.
Out of 4, green flag.
We are underway here. The 80-lap feature. Going to crown the king of the Bullring here. Great start for the 0-2 of Jeff Reed.
Now, Brian Tagg immediately takes to the outside line.
It is the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, followed by the 8. That is Todd Reed. There's your top 2.
Eric LaFlèche around in turn 2. No yellow. He gets it cranked right back up. He's going to have a tough time coming from the rear.
He's got a rough race ahead of him. But, Al, you know what? It's 80 laps, so anything can happen. He is in a tight battle for the Rookie of the Year with one of the Reed boys heading into the final event.
With Jeff, who is leading.
Jeff, that is right. So Eric LaFlèche, a lot of ground to make up here. 5 laps on the board this time by. It is the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, followed by the 8 of Todd Reed, the 11 of Wilson, and that's the 28 running in 4th of Scott Reed. So we've got 3 Reeds in the top 4, Al.
Yeah, and here comes Brian Tagg on the outside of the 28 of Scott Reed. Can't get it done. You know, Rocket Rob Wilson is the one that's really made a lot of headway because he started 6th, LaFlèche started 7th, and Butler started 8th.
Yeah, Brian Tagg running in 5th in the number 9.
LaFlèche and Butler are 8th and 7th, and Rocket Rob is, well, he's been a rocket.
He certainly has.
Oh, Todd Reed slips up, and Rob Wilson takes advantage of it. Wilson up into 2nd, now sets his sight on Jeff Reed.
Jeff Reed still showing the way in that 0-2. 2 car lengths up on the 11 of Wilson. It's a half a car length back to the 8 of Todd Reed. 10 laps down, 70 to go.
Eric LaFlèche now passes Andrew LaFlèche for 7th, sets his sight on Dan Butler.
12 laps down here, 11 laps down here, scheduled for 80. It is still the 0-2 of Jeff Reed showing the way. The 11 of Wilson right behind him. The 8 of Todd Reed running in 3rd. Running in 4th, the 28, that's Scott Reed, and still in 5th. The 9 of Brian Tagg. A little bit of contact with the 28 and 9.
Yeah, a little bit. I thought Brian Tagg had the position there, but
he certainly did. Here comes
he backed out of
Dan Butler. He's 3 kart lengths off of the 9 of Brian Tagg. The 82 of Andrew LaFlèche just went a lap down, Al.
Yeah, 14 laps into it, and Jeff Reed is already lapping field. That's pretty impressive considering a year ago he was the one getting lapped.
Well, like I said, he is in a tight points battle with Eric LaFlèche for Rookie of the Year. Eric, the next car that would go a lap down, as he is currently running in 7th, but still a half a track before that happens. I think Eric certainly would be happy to see a caution drop right about now.
I think he would be, but, you know, a long ways to go.
17 down, scheduled for 80. It is still the 0-2 of Jeff Reed showing the way. He's got the 11 of Wilson on his rear bumper. You've got the 8, that's Todd Reed running in 3rd. 4 kart lengths back. We've got the 28 of Scott Reed on his rear bumper. We've got the 9 of Brian Tagg, and right behind him, the 21 of Dan Butler.
Oh, Dan Butler, nice move inside Brian Tagg, takes the spot. That's a slick move by Dan Butler.
Very slick move indeed. That's going to put him up into 5th, Al. He just broke into the top 5 here. 19 laps into an 80-lap feature.
Now he's looking outside of Scott Reed. See if he can get it done up front. It's still the same for the top 3. The battle is back for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Eric LaFlèche still running back there in 7th place. Still about a half a track ahead of ahead of the race leader. So he's in no threat of going a lap down. He's coming up on the 82 of Andrew LaFleche. Going to put him, he's going to go another lap down, it looks like, Al.
Yeah, he is. LaFleche gets by LaFleche. Dan Butler, relentless on the outside. Completes the pass on the 28 of Scott Reed. What a move by Dan Butler. He may bring Brian Tagg with him.
I think Brian Tagg's going to use the same line. Not a bad car to follow. Will be that 21 of Dan Butler.
Yeah.
4 championships in a row here. 25 laps down, scheduled for 80. It's still the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, the 11 of Wilson, the 8 of Todd Reed.
Oh, LaFleche into the cone in turn 3 and 4. Just as Todd Reed was making the pass on Rocket Rob Wilson.
Eric LaFleche goes around between 3 and 4, brings out the caution at lap 26.
Well, he brought out the caution that he needed. I don't think it was nothing intentional.
No, he got a little squirrely entering 3 and 4. He's going to go to the tail end of the lead lap, I believe, Al. All right, they are going to reshuffle the field. 26 down, 54 to go here. And let's see.
Dan Butler resets the cone.
Yep. And the field is now being aligned. It looks like it's going to be the 0-2.
Interesting move. Todd Reed decides to take the outside.
Wow, and Dan Butler also decides to start on the outside, it looks like, Al. We're going to go green this time by the 0-2 of Jeff Reed.
White this
No,
time.
white.
One more.
1 to go. The 0-2, that's Jeff Reed. You got the 8 of Todd Reed, the 11 of Wilson, the 21 of Butler.
Oh, Brian Tagman, he decides to do it too.
Wow,
So the whole field is basically doubled up.
Here we go. Green flag is out. We're back underway here at Caddybrook Raceway on VictoryLaneRadio.com.
Oh, nice move by Brian Tagg.
A lot of contact. Eric LaFleche around again in between 3 and 4. Brings out another caution. Able to get himself pushed off from the inside retaining wall. And he's going to catch back up to the field. Caution is out on lap 26. All right, so once again, they're going to line the field here. And official starter picking up the field. 1 to go, Al.
Green next time by.
The 0-2 of Jeff Reed with the 8 of Todd Reed. Behind him in row 2 is Wilson in the 11. And the 21 of Dan Butler. Behind them is the 9 of Brian Tagg. And we are going to go green this time by.
Green flag.
Back underway here.
Jeff Reed with a dump. Oh, I'll tell you, Todd Reed did not get the start he got last time. Rob Wilson by him into second.
They're bunched up, heading out of 3 and 4. It is the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, followed by the 11 of Wilson, the 8 of Todd Reed. And great battle for 4th between the Brian Tagg and the 21 of Butler.
That battle didn't last long.
No.
Dan Butler right by him, and now Butler's on the outside of Todd Reed going for 3rd. Steps back in line and tries to, but he can't because there's Brian Tagg.
It really is amazing watching that 21 of Butler run that high line around the track.
It is. It really is. Once he gets it cranked, he really goes.
Whips it in to 1 and 2, but Brian Tagg with position, heading down a little bit of contact between Tagg and Butler. Tagg takes the position. $32 laps down, scheduled for 80. It's the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, followed by the 11 of Wilson, the 8 of Todd Reed, the 9 of Brian Tagg. You've got the 21 of Butler, the 28, that is Scott Reed, the 55 of Eric LaFleche, and rounding off the field, the 82, that's Andrew LaFleche.
Rob Wilson makes a shot for the lead, doesn't get it. Allows Todd Reed to close up on him, but Brian Tagg is inside him. Boy, this is intense.
It certainly is. They are nose to tail positions 1 through 7. What a great battle here at the track.
Oh! Todd Reed around. Brian Tagg goes over him.
Yeah, Brian.
Yellow is out.
Brian Tagg looked like his hot rod might be shut down now, as he is not moving in front of the start-finish line. He gets out of his hot rod, and he is going to see if he can, I don't know if his chain came off or what, but He is pushing that number 9 to the infield grass area, and he's going to have to take it behind the wall. All right, the crew is heading over to see if they can get that go-kart fired back up, but not sure. Whoa, Dan Butler's kart is had a mind of its own there. A little Herbie the Love Bug kind of thing going on. Decided to leave. And Dan is reprimanding his number 21. What are you thinking?
Yeah, looks unfortunate that Brian Tagg is probably
might be done for the afternoon now. Looks like his chain may have decided to come loose. Wow, what a bad break for the number 9. Because he was in the battle, Al. He was in the top 5 there.
While all this transpired, look who decided to go outside first and will now be on the outside floor.
Eric LaFleche. I love that man. Rolling the dice in the number 55. Got nothing to lose, Al. Starting on the outside.
That's right.
We talked about that earlier. You're running 6 to 8. You might as well give it a chance. So here we go. Green this time by. We got the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, the 55 of Eric LaFleche, and the 11 of Wilson. We're back underway here at Caddy Brook Raceway.
Jeff Reed continues to lead. Rocket Rob Wilson second. Eric LaFleche, that pays off for him as he sets into third in front of Dan Butler.
Now that was just an absolutely great decision on Eric LaFleche's part, Al, to start on the outside of that restart.
It turned out that way this time. See what happens next time.
Picked up 3 spots, 4 spots by doing it. It's the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, followed by the 11 of Wilson, the 55 of Eric LaFleche, got the 21 of Dan Butler, got the 28, that's Scott Reed, got the 8 of Todd Reed, followed by the 82, that's Andrew LaFleche.
So it will be halfway this time by. Jeff Reed will take the halfway mark. Reed with the lead. Rob Wilson looking inside. Eric LaFleche just kind of hanging out in third with Dan Butler all over his back.
40 down, 41 down, 39 to go. Al, I think the 0-2 of Jeff Reed has led every lap so far.
So far, I believe he has.
Now, Al, do you think the 11 of Wilson is just content to ride behind the race leader right now?
For a little bit, I think. Dan Butler, though, I think he needs to get going and get by Eric LaFleche here. As
Eric LaFleche not going to give him any room, Al, as he's hugging that inside line.
Rob Wilson looks outside as Jeff Reed cannot make it work.
Yellow flag is
out.
As
number 8 of Todd Reed around in turn number 3.
Single car incident, Al. Just got squirrely heading into 3 and 4. Brought out the caution here. 44 laps down, scheduled for 80. So 36 to go here. Been an interesting race so far. Will Eric LaFleche elect to start outside again, or will he start behind the inside line? Let's see. Dan Butler stops to talk to race control, trying to figure something out here, possibly with some track positions on this restart. But we are under caution here on lap 44. This is scheduled for 80 laps, folks. The Pro Stock division here at Caddy Brook Raceway in Charlton, Massachusetts.
So far, it's been a great race.
It's absolutely been a great race. Bad break for Brian Tagg. Looked like he had a mechanical failure in his number 9 go-kart. So his day was done, Al. I think it was lap 37, 38. He was in contention, running in the top 5 most of the race. All right.
Wilson going green next time. This time, Dan Butler is the one that takes the deal and moves to the outside. He gave Jeff Reed a wave when he got there.
Was that a see you later wave or a high wave?
Green flag.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. We're back underway. Dan Butler trying to make that outside line stick. The only 2 drivers to do it so far today was Brian Tagg. And let's see if Dan Butler can make it work. Although he's still marred behind, as the inside line seems to be the preferred groove here, Al.
At this point, it certainly is. Jeff Reed holds on to the lead. Rocket Rob Wilson in second. Dan Butler in third. He's kind of drifted back. Eric LaFleche is inside him. Cannot quite make it stick. Butler stays on the outside, though. Tries to look to get by Rob Wilson.
Thought he was going to settle in there behind Wilson. Todd still wants to see if he can make that high line work. A little bit of contact between LaFlèche and the 28. That is Scott Reed. They're banging and bruising out there, Al.
Oh, LaFlèche around into Reed.
Whoa, lot of contact there. Yellow is out. Eric LaFlèche involved. The 28 of Scott Reed involved. The 8 of Todd Reed involved. It looks like they're all going to be able to get them back under power. Yep, they are. That's good to see. Although the 8 of Todd Reed taking it behind the wall, Al, might have had
front end damage.
Might have had some front end damage. Although it looks like maybe his engine shut off. So let's see. Is he going to try to refire that number 8, or is he going to call it a day? Looks like he might be calling it a day, Al. So 2 carts out of the feature already. 49 laps in this 80 lap feature. Dan Butler electing again to start on the outside, along with the 82 of Andrew LaFlèche. Gotta like it seeing that young man mix it up. Back underway here. It is the 02 of Jeffrey, the 11 of Wilson, and the 21 of Dan Butler. There's your top 3. Whoa, the 02 hits the cone.
The leader hits the cone. That will mean he will end up going to the rear.
He's going to have to go to the rear. Those are the rules here at Caddybrook Raceway. Wow, what a bad break for the 02 of Jeff Reed, but a great break for the 55 of Eric LaFlèche. Those 2 cats are in a heated battle for the Rookie of the Year, Al. So every position counts for LaFlèche in that 55 and the 02 of Jeff Reed. Well, let's see what they decide here. Is the 02 going to go to the back of the pack? Yeah, they are going to send the 2 to the back of the pack. Or at least that's what I believe is going to happen. Yeah. Todd Reed going to have to go around and go to the rear of the field as
he is not happy.
No, but he did hit the cone.
He is the one that hit the cone.
Those are the rules here at Caddybrook Raceway. So Todd Reed, race leader, now sent to the rear of the pack. Boy, that really changes the dynamic of this whole race, Al. He was leading. He led every lap up to that point. That is going to give the race lead, I believe, to Wilson.
I believe so. He says he got pushed.
Well, you know
we'll
what?
See.
We'll see. We'll have to.
If that happens, that would be very interesting because it would give Dan Butler the lead. If
I believe
back too.
It might. Let's see what happens here. The official scorers are, the officials are talking this over. So going to be interesting to see where they put everybody. Rob Wilson stops to talk to the official, and let's see where they're going to restart everybody. Does that put Eric LaFlèche to the point?
Well, what about Dan Butler?
Oh, wait a minute. Dan might be reshuffling the field. Okay.
Did Butler push Wilson?
It looks like that's how they're going to make it seem. All right, as they restart this race, Eric LaFlèche is now your race leader. You've got the 28 of Scott Reed. Butler will be starting third. The 02 of Jeff Reed. The 11 of Wilson. And the 82 of Andrew LaFlèche. Dan Butler decides to start on the outside.
As does Rob Wilson.
Great, might as well. 30 laps to go in this 80-lap feature. We are back underway here at Caddybrook Raceway. Eric LaFlèche showing the way in the 55.
LaFlèche kind of running the low line so nobody can get under him. Butler challenging. Scott Reed in third. Rocket Rob Wilson in fourth, looking for third. Boy, Jeff Reed's vehicle seems to have lost a little bit.
Yeah,
Andrew
we got to
LaFlèche
spin.
around in turn number 3.
And
yellow flag.
Caution is out.
Yellow flag
is out here as Andrew LaFlèche goes around in between turns 3 and 4. Eric LaFlèche, your race leader, 52 laps down with Dan Butler, the 28 of Scott Reed, the 11 of Wilson, the 02 of Jeff Reed, and rounding out the field, the 82 of Andrew LaFleche. Off the track, the 9 of Brian Tagg and the 8 of Todd Reed.
Butler and Wilson once again choose the outside lane.
Roll the dice. That's what it's all about here.
Green flag.
We're back underway. 52 laps down, scheduled for 80. Boy, it's a lot of contact out
there. Butler, Reed, and Wilson
get tangled up.
Wilson got the worst of that.
He certainly did, as he lost plenty of track position there. He's starting to use his chrome bumper a little bit now as he wants to race back to the front. And boy, he's went from 5th to 3rd in half a lap. He is a man on a mission, Al. Eric LaFleche, race leader, with Dan Butler right behind him. We got to go
over him.
All over him is right. About 10 kart lengths back. That would be third place runner of Wilson. It's 5 back to the the 02 of Jeff Reed. There's your top 4.
Back up front, Eric LaFleche still holds the lead. Dan Butler stalking him, looking low, looking high.
No change in your top 3. It's still LaFleche, Butler, and Wilson. Eric LaFleche doing a great job at the point, keeping that 21 behind him.
Yeah, you notice he's not running the same line he does when he's by himself. He's kind of holding it low so nobody can get by on the inside.
That's the line you got to run here, Al. You got to make the person behind you earn that pass, and if they can pass you on the outside, well, boy, oh boy, you got to hand it to them. But
that is for sure.
Eric LaFleche, race leader, 60 laps down, 20 to go. Top 3 have kind of broken away from the rest of the pack. It's LaFleche, the 21 of Butler, the 11 of Wilson, and then it's about almost a straightaway back to your 4th place runner. That is Jeff Reed.
And they're coming up to put a lap on Andrew LaFleche. We'll see how this plays out.
Oh, he goes around in front of the leaders.
Around in front of the leaders.
Certainly,
boy,
everyone
that stacked them up. Everybody gets through. Great driving by everyone.
I got to tell you what, that is certainly great. Eric LaFleche certainly could have T-boned Andrew LaFleche, but he got on the brakes at the right time. 65 laps down this time by
15 to go.
15 to go here, scheduled for 80. It is Eric LaFleche in the 55, followed by the 21 of Dan Butler. The 11 of Wilson drops to the inside, trying to make the pass to take over second. Makes it work, Al.
But there's still side by side. Wilson now clears Butler for second. Sets his sight on leader Eric LaFleche.
There we go. Now Dan Butler looking to see if he can use the inside to get around the 11. Can't make it work. Uses his pink chrome horn. Or pink horn, I guess we could call it. Whoa! The 11 of Wilson. His engine shut off
for a second.
Turned it back on, but he lost track position. He is now back to 3rd. Wow! His engine sounds like it's sputtering a little bit, Al.
It sounds it. Makes you 10 to go this time by. 10 to go for Eric LaFleche. Rob Wilson was beating the steering wheel that last time. You can hear the engine is still missing.
It is it's almost like it's coughing a little bit out there. It looks like it's a 2-car race now between Eric LaFleche and Dan Butler. 72 laps down.
Coming up on 2-lap cars now. Scott Reed and Andrew LaFleche. Andrew LaFleche pulls high. Well, pulls down in front of his father.
Pretty smooth pass, though, for both.
Very smooth pass.
Eric LaFleche and Dan Butler. Eric gets a little high exiting turn 2, but holds the lead. It's going to be 6 laps to go this time by.
The car has stopped breaking up, and he is back on Dan Butler's tail.
It's still got a little hiccup.
Still got a little bit.
All right, it's going to be 5 laps to go this time by. LaFleche, Butler, and Wilson. There's your top 3. Andrew LaFleche spins. Exited 4. We're going to have a caution here. Caution is out.
Just as they were getting ready to lap Scott Reed, Andrew LaFleche's car is dead in the water.
Let's see if we can get a word in here with Dan Butler. Dan Butler, this is Patrick, VictoryLaneRadio.com. We got a copy, my friend?
I hear you.
Dan, you're 5 to go here, scheduled for 80. What do you got for that 55 of LaFleche?
I'm trying to get a good ride on the outside, and I think I can hold it down there. But, good pass today.
All right, we're going to go back racing here, 1 to go. Best of luck. We'll chat with you later, my friend.
Thank you very much.
All right, Al, 1 to go here. LaFleche, Butler, Wilson, followed.
Very important 5 to go. He could not pull to the outside.
That's right. It's all single file restarts now. Green flag. We're back underway. Dan Butler tries the outside line. Can't make it stick. Wilson drops his number 11 to the inside. Looks like his engine problems might have gone away, Al, as he is battling with those front two.
Yeah, it is LaFleche, Butler, Wilson under a blanket.
Eric LaFleche keeping his number 55 low and tight to the inside. He does not want that 21 to get around him. What a great story this would be if Eric LaFleche could come home with a win here. 2 to go.
Butler looking high, looking low. He's got Rob Wilson stalking him, so he's got to be careful. Butler goes high. Wilson underneath him. White flag.
1 to go here. 4 corners for navigate for Eric LaFleche. Oh, the 2, second and third bang each other. Eric LaFleche heading out of 4.
LaFleche will be the winner.
Eric LaFleche takes home the checkered flag. 80-lap feature followed by Butler, the 11 of Wilson, the 0-2 of Jeff Reed, and
get some checkered flag laps here, Eric.
wow, Eric LaFleche, way to go. VictoryLaneRadio.com's own Eric LaFleche wins the 80-lap feature. Does a nice little burnout, little donut here on the track. What a great run for Eric LaFleche. Live on Victory Lane
Here he heads
Radio.
to Victory Lane.
Congratulations goes to Eric LaFleche. His whole family, not his whole family, but many family members here to witness this historic win. 80-lap feature here at Caddybrick Raceway. Boy, he looks a little tired there, Al. What a job he did here at Victory Lane, on VictoryLaneRadio.com at Caddybrick Raceway. Season finale goes to Eric LaFleche, 80-lap feature. Wow, that's how you do it, Al.
It is.
He certainly earned that win as he made a couple strategic decisions, Al, during that race where he started on the restarts. He elected to start on the outside, picked up some track position, and boy, once he got the lead, he did not relinquish it for about, I'd say, the last 15 laps or so, Al?
A little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Victory Lane ceremony is going on.
Pretty special moment for Eric LaFleche here at Caddybrick Raceway. Feature winner.
And now, here comes Dan Butler,
And
Super 7 Series champion.
5 years in a row, track champion. Now look at his burnout through the infield grass, doing some donuts for the folks here at the track. Boy, he's done that a few times, Al, hasn't he?
He certainly has. Dan Butler, no stranger to the Victory Lane here. He didn't win the race, but he won.
He's got the boot.
Series.
He won the series. He gets to keep that King of the Bullring trophy for another year. 5 years in a row. Dan Butler, track champion here at Caddybrick Raceway. He's not done doing donuts yet. And it is.
He might not be done until he runs out of gas.
That's true. That's true.
Here he comes.
All right, here comes track champion
Dan Butler.
Dan Butler to Victory Lane here. Well deserved. Boy, he's got a little smoke coming off that engine. He certainly worked that thing over. That's a Kyle Busch kind of burnout there. So.
Oh no, his tires aren't flat yet.
Oh, good point. Good point. Hey, Dan Butler.
Hello, boys.
Let me 5-time. We're gonna call you Mr. 5-time.
Yeah.
How's it feel, my friend? 5-time champion here at Caddybrick Raceway.
I gotta tell you, I gotta get a sponsor like a Leave or Ben Gay or something.
A little sore, a little tired, a little winded,
tired.
my friend.
Very tired, very winded.
I don't
Anyone who thinks this is easy, come on down.
Hey, who do you want to thank? Your staff here, your family,
yeah.
you know, for making this possible.
Sponsors, definitely Victory Lane Radio for sticking with us all this year, putting on the extra bonus for the Super 7 Series. Rivet Eyelet Technologies, holy cow. I want to thank the Central Mass Lime Foundation.
You know,
I'll thank my good old fiance too. Where's she at? And my little girl, she's here,
running around somewhere. But anyways, we're gonna call this a wrap. So we'll see you at the track.
We appreciate you joining us, hearing all of the live racing action on the Victory Lane Radio Network. Hit us up on social media, facebook.com/VL Radio Show. Give us a follow on Twitter at VL Radio Show, and always visit our website, victorylaneradio.com. We'll see you at the racetrack.
HDRadioNetwork.com.